charts, right? I want to talk to you about something that's going to help you improve your mindset as it pertains to the charts. And we're going to talk about paralysis of analysis on today. And why is that important? That's important because it's Monday, it's the start of your new week. In most situations, you should have been marking up your charts or having your charts already marked up already for the week to be able to have an idea of what you're executing on, right? So that's very, very important. But here's what happens with a lot of people. You look at strategy to strategy, you hop from mentor to mentor, video to video, free value to free value, Telegram group to Telegram group. And what happens to people, unfortunately, is they have too many voices now. They have too many voices in their head to where they can't even hear themselves effectively. So now they're not making the most effective decision for themselves and the most effective decision for their loved ones. So what does that look like? That looks like you have also been on the charts for a little longer than you really have any business to. Sometimes we can call ourselves finding setups that aren't there. And we're seeing things that aren't there due to the paralysis that's taking place. But you have to be aware. So it starts with awareness. So the first thing that I have to say is I'm aware. I'm aware that I've experienced that before. Paralysis of analysis, whether it be I had a strategy on Monday, then I had another strategy on Friday, and then I had another strategy back on Monday. Or you're just spending way too much time on the charts and not really honing in and capitalizing on the time that you really need to. Because the reality is you really only need to be on the charts for about 15 minutes to about 30 minutes a day. And if you put yourself in a place to where you decide that you want to swing trade, then that might be 30 minutes for a week or twice a week. So that's something that you can get excited about. But first, I have to be aware. I have to be aware that I've experienced paralysis of analysis. I want you to actually look that up when you get off of this particular video, because that actually was a breakthrough of mine from a trading standpoint. A previous mentor of mine has a video on YouTube that you more than likely will be able to find that talks about a lot of the different reasons that people don't win as it pertains to trading. One of them was paralysis of analysis, and then you found that a lot of people also don't win from a euphoria standpoint, to where they begin to develop a certain mindset like they can't lose, which makes them in turn become reckless and then makes them make poor decisions. So all in all, everything that we're talking about revolves around your awareness of you making good or poor decisions in the market. And you can get excited that that can be in direct correlation with your life. You understanding and you having a discipline, you having awareness to understand, hey, listen, I have to make a change right now, right? In order to be more consistent, to be able to be profitable from a trading standpoint, that can be in direct correlation with your life, that can allow you to have and develop a certain level of consistency that will give you a certain level of well-roundedness in all areas, in your relationship, in your health, in your spiritual life. And your mindset, because it's not even just about that. Um, it's the overall scope of things, right? It's the overall scope of things. So bringing it back to the overall point, paralysis of analysis. I have to be aware of when I have to take a step back from the charts. I just got off a call with a gentleman and we talked about different ways that you can say, hey, listen, okay, I got to get off of the charts. You know, you can have a time limit to where you can say, okay, 30 minutes, this timer goes off, I have to get off. You can have a money limit or goal, if you will. If you make a certain amount, $100 if you will, or say if you lose a certain amount, $100 if you will, get yourself out of the market, right? Maybe a certain amount of wins or a certain amount of losses. You may say, hey, listen, if I lose 3 in a row, let me get myself out of the market. It's certain small disciplines that you want to begin to develop that will help you break the paradigms of the paralysis of analysis and create new paradigms and belief systems that you are a dope individual, which in turn makes you a dope trader, which in turn makes you dope at whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you're passionate about. And again, that's what I can get excited about, because I can find myself getting off topic, because the mere fact is it's you know, everything that we're talking about is in direct correlation with your life as well, with the betterment of your life and the betterment of your loved ones as well. I understand breaking certain paradigms is going to create consistency in all areas. And as you have consistency in all areas, you can now flow. As you're operating in flow state, you're now breaking paradigms, you're now breaking generational curses, and now you're moving as your spirit man. So when you begin to move as your spirit man and you're flowing, you, like you're not like making impulse decisions. Like you're 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 not thinking with logic and reason. I don't know. It's a certain tapping into the God on the inside of you, and that's why overall this call can be about getting your mind right, because you have to get your mind right to be able to get in alignment with that individual, with that man, with that woman, to be able to begin to break the paradigms that we're talking about. Because if you don't make that decision to get in alignment with that individual, then these paradigms will be hard to break. Then you will find yourself reliving the same challenges, the same situations, and the same events. But you understand that there's a certain level of growth that has to take place. So there's a certain level of growth that's going to have to take place in 2021 in order for you to be consistent and profitable. And the first word is going to start with you making a decision to be consistent. I made a video with my mental health challenge talking about identifying new daily disciplines, and you have to do the same thing inside and outside of this particular group. You have to identify some daily disciplines that you can go ahead and get excited about, that can begin to push you towards where it is that you want to go. Second, you have to identify where it is do I want to go, right? How much money do I want to make this week? What does that look like? How many people do I have to help to make that money? What does that look like? How many trades do I have to be able to render to make that money? What does that look like? I have to be very clear on all of these things. So two, that also leads into clarity. I need to make sure, right, that I'm clear, right? What word is also inside of clear ear? I need to make sure that I'm hearing. I need to make sure that I'm listening more than I'm speaking. I need to make sure that I'm listening to what's going on around me, what's going on in my mastermind alliance. I need to make sure that I'm asking the right questions. I need to make sure that I'm taking advantage of what it is that I have right at my fingertips. The people on this call, you want to really leverage the mastermind that you have in that particular VIP chat, because that leverage in its own is going to allow you guys to be able to collectively break through paradigms, belief systems that you may be going through and you don't even know it because you're making a decision not to connect with the next individual. All of our spirits were led here, right, to this particular um, mastermind and to this particular call on today. So what you want to do is you want to get excited about that. You want to be able to identify, okay, getting off of this call today, what are my action steps? What am I going to do different? What am I going to do different so I can look at the market different? What am I going to do different so that I can view myself different so my execution can be where it needs to be, right? I then have to identify what am I willing to sacrifice in order to get to the next level? And then I have to identify what's in it for me. You know, you got to make this fun for yourself. So the way that you're going to break through a lot of these paradigms is having goals for yourself at the end. You know, saying, hey, listen, you know, after we, you know, break through this particular barrier, after we break through, you know, this particular block or whatever the case may be, you know, we're going to go travel, you know, we're going to do whatever the case is. You have to give yourself that gift, right? You have to give yourself that gift of freedom, because that freedom gift is where that clarity is going to come into play. That clarity is where you're going to be able to vibrate on a particular level and be able to step into your spirit man. And again, operating at your spirit man is where you want to be operating at all times. That's when you're in flow state. That's when you could be doing a training like this and you didn't have to plan it and you didn't have to script it, because you're flowing, right? You can get excited. You can be creative. You can be in your creative plane right now, right? So, guys, I'm super duper excited. I hope that you're excited as well. The last thing that I want to leave you with from the get your mind right standpoint is identifying the self-confidence formula. I need all of us to go and look that up. It's page 37 in Think and Grow Rich. You can also just Google it. The image will pop up. You want to begin to read and recite that to yourself. Begin to fortify your belief system. And on Mondays, we're going to talk about changing you, right? We're going to talk about changing you on the inside and out, which will allow you to attract what it is that you desire, which will allow you to get certain anchors off of your ship to be able to allow you to move more effectively in 2021, guys. So I'm super excited. Let me know if you got some value from this particular mastermind on today. I may be dropping an impromptu link for some trading later on. I'm feeling really good, vibrating at an all-time high, operating as spirit man. And I recommend that you do the exact same thing. Guys, this call was recorded. You definitely want to make sure that you're taking a listen to all the recordings that we have as well. Utilize the group, talk to each other in the group, utilize that particular VIP section, right? Utilize the reseller aspect. Let's get everybody in position to say, hey, listen, I have a brand, right? There's a brand behind me that I can get excited about, that people can believe in, where I can actually have a tribe that they can say, hey, listen, I'm following you because of what it is that you bring to the table, because of paradigms that you broke through that I currently am trying to break through right now. And I can get excited because I can look at you and say, man, if they did that, then I can do that as well. So I hope y'all got some value on today. Get your mind right, King Eze, and I'm going to see y'all at the bank.